Hey, welcome back to the channel, you guys. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different, something that I don't typically normally do on the channel, but as part of the review slash overview of, possible products or possible tech or possible experiences, and that's the little notation I want to have there. I'm going to be today showing you some of the video and still shots from the Van Gogh experience that I just got through attending in Atlanta over the holiday weekend we had. The Van Gogh experience is how do I put it? It's part art installation, part virtual reality, part walkthrough experience that somebody has put together. Somebody, I say somebody, it's probably an organization. And they've kind of traced Van Gogh's history from his early, his early paintings, and they have examples of his paintings, all the way through, his later on in life. And, it shows where he painted some of the paintings later on in life and just gives a real overview of who he was as an artist. And one of the really incredible things that they did was to highlight, of course, the positive things about Van Gogh's life. We hear so many things about Van Gogh, him having schizophrenia, him having dual personalities, him having some voices in his head. And they didn't really get into that per se, but they wanted to highlight the beauty of his work. And I think they did that in droves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the all this is personal stuff. I didn't do this event to really go in and vlog it. I didn't go in with a purpose of taking pictures and doing video for YouTube. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm a big proponent. If I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do it. But this was basically going in and experiencing it for the first time as, obviously somebody that knows a little bit about Van Gogh, but also somebody that can appreciate his work, on a level, as it pertains to me as an illustrator. And man, I'm going to tell you something. The things that I saw in there were phenomenal. The references of artwork, the history, the interaction, the VR experience was one of the best I've ever experienced. They used Oculus Rift. It looked like they used Oculus Rift. I left out a lot of the video because obviously I'm not interested in showing you huge swaths of my personal life, but I just wanted you to get a taste. And if you have the opportunity, currently it's in Atlanta, you can Google it and you can see some of the really incredible videos. But I'm going to talk through some of the still shots and let you understand what I saw and what I felt when I was in there. And of course, I did take some video of the room that, kind of brings his paintings to life. It is an experience that I think everybody who, if you don't appreciate art, maybe you'll think something's, beautiful in there and it'll change your mind. And I got to talk to some of the faculty there, after we were done. And they said everybody comes out different. They go in with an excitement and a fervor, but whenever they come back, they're peaceful. And that really sings praises to the creators of this installation and this exhibit. You guys did a fantastic job. If anybody ever watches it, definitely, like I said, if you have the opportunity, go see it. It's the Van Gogh exhibition experience. So let's get started. So this is the entrance. Here's my lovely mug with my family, and we're going in. Looked like it was an old industrial warehouse that they had converted at some point in time. And as we progressed through, this was the entryway showing not only the title, the immersive experience, but also some of his artwork. It was really beautiful. And then this area right here, actually, you can see the video and it goes through and it shows the pricing and the welcome and some of the rules. This was a great interactive 3D statue with mapping on it. It was absolutely phenomenal. He would blink, he would change expression, and just really, really cool. Here's an example of his sunflower artwork that shows how Van Gogh thought and how he painted the same subject over and over again at different stages of the day and lighting. And then it progressed into what you actually were going to see in the immersive experience in the VR later on. These are the paintings that they use as examples. And this next shot right here shows a mock-up of his bedroom. It was actually in 3D. You couldn't walk in there, but it showed you, scale and exactly how big it was. And this painting was gigantic. It was massive, probably about 15 to 20 feet high. And it's something that he did in his Japanese print days. And this is the entrance into the hall. I have to talk a little bit over this because I believe this is copyrighted music. So I just want to make sure and not break any rules. All this is projection mapped onto the wall, and I'm not sure, obviously I don't know how they do this, but they, 3D map the room, and then they have projections on there, and it is wonderful. I mean, it's seamless. You sit there, and the calm, you can see everybody there. I wanted to give you scale. It's probably 120 feet long. Oh gosh, and the music was wonderful, and they would have the paintings would update, and you would have that portrait right there that would slowly evolve and change into the different portraits that he did throughout his tenure here on this planet. And then you have the narration. It was just so calming. And whoever they had do the narration, it would tell the story of each particular point in time. And here's, it kind of goes to that next stage. He did some traveling in his days, and the smoke engulfed the entire, the entire environment. And, it was unfortunate that we all had to wear masks, but it wasn't something that was too distracting, overall. And I understand safety parameters and everything, and that's fine. And as we sit there, just the calm that came over everybody was far and beyond what I really expected. I looked at it, and it was just amazing. Now you have the Japanese print days, and I wanted to go in and kind of give you scale and look at, what was going on behind me. There's my wife and my kids as we're looking and just experiencing things. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And the calm that comes over you is amazing. And the examples of what he did and the artwork that he did at that particular point in time, they're exhibiting that as well. And this was probably my favorite part, next to the Starry, Starry Night section. Man, just you sit there and you're in awe. And it's got, obviously, clippings from his, from his sunflower paintings, and just so beautiful. And it was quite emotional, to be honest with you. This was probably my favorite part right here, the Starry, Starry Night section, where it all became really low, and it changed color, and the hue, and the purples, and the blues, and oh my gosh, and everything. It was overwhelming. At one point, the emotion really overtook me, and I was just sitting there going, why do I feel this way? Obviously, it's his paintings and how beautiful it is, and how, he looked at the world. It was absolutely phenomenal. I really, really, really enjoyed it. You look at something like this, and it really kind of gives you just an insight into who he was as an artist. And that's what I wanted to show you guys. I didn't want to go in too depth with it because I want you to go see it. It's one of the, I don't want to call it a life-changing experience. I mean, that's one of those things that's going to be up to you as an individual and how open you are to just letting yourself dive into that immersion. I couldn't show you any of the VR, obviously, because I had the goggles on, but it takes you through a walking or kind of a traveling path through his time in the Netherlands, and it shows you the different paintings, the reference that I showed you at the beginning, and the perspective of where he was when he painted those. And let me tell you, whenever you're looking around and you can hear, and it's got the ear, the ear phones on with the eyes, and you're walking through, and you walk basically out of his studio, down the stairs of his cottage, and then you walk outside, and you can see the world that he lived in, or at least their interpretation of it at the time. Just a really great moment. And at the end, it shows my family right in front of this gigantic mural. It was probably, 5 stories high, and just everybody was so nice and so giving, and the parking, was good. The location was great. Traffic is Atlanta traffic. You have to deal with that, but it is in the kind of the artistic side. I forget the name of Carlisle. Point or something like that. I forget the name of it. Just Google it, and I'm sure that it'll pull up the address and the pricing and everything else involved with the with the Van Gogh immersive experience. We opted to get the upgrade to the VIP, and it included a poster, which was really cool. So the poster is of his Starry Night, or at least a section of his Starry Night painting that he did. Once again, this is just a short overview of the Van Gogh experience, immersive experience that I did here in Atlanta. And you know, we choose as parents, my wife and I, we are very conscious of, you know, certain moments in our kids' lives. We only have them for a short time. And, you know, it's just a window, right? And you want to create memories that really shape them. And these are the type of things that we do. You know, we don't, obviously we buy them stuff. We do, you know, do that. But we don't go overboard. We always say we want to make a memory, you know, instead of going to like the giant theme park, which we have done. We used to have passes at Disney and Universal and SeaWorld and all that. And we did that. That was a stage of our life. Now we look for things like this that really instill a sense of passion for what their parents do and what their parents respect. So hopefully you guys got something from this short video. And hopefully those of you who are on the fence about going to this immersive experience because of, you know, the cost, I saw the cost at the beginning. It's, you know, I think it's like $35 or $40 a person. But for what you get, the return is huge. You know, that's a memory that's going to stick with me for a very long time. So that's all I wanted to show you guys with this video. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and share. And we got tons of videos coming of me drawing, and got some new tutorials coming out. And man, let's get that 10,000 subscribers so I can go ahead and attach the channel, attach that store to it, and so we can get the tutorials out to you guys that have much more content than just a 35-minute video. You know, I'm limited by the fact that I can't really upload hours and hours and hours of content for a tutorial because it doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's extremely large, you know, 35 minutes, you're looking at 10, 15 gigs at 4K. So I want to make sure and get you the best experience possible. And hopefully, you know, we can grow the channel along the way together. So thank you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.